unattainable. But the true definition of mindfulness is actually quite simple. Thich Nhat Hanh, often called the father of mindfulness, put it this way in The Miracle of Mindfulness. Don't drink your tea like someone who gulps down a cup of coffee during a work break. Drink your tea slowly and reverently, as if it is the axis on which the whole earth revolves. Slowly, evenly, without rushing toward the future. Live the actual moment. Only this actual moment is life. In other words, it's really focusing on where and how you, corporeally and cognitively, are situated in and interacting with your surroundings. Noticing yourself, the environment, and the relationship between the two. Often mindfulness brings to mind terrestrial examples, like that half-full glass of water that you're sipping. But mindfulness can apply equally to celestial matters. Where and how are your brain and body relating to the particular happenings in the sky above? How do the photons of light warming your skin actually connect you in a real way to the sun's roiling surface? The acts of looking up, noting what's going on, and contemplating how it all relates to you are mindful by their very nature, because mindfulness, by its very nature, is about being open to, curious about, and attentive to what is happening around and above you right now. When you are mindful in your observations, you are living life in the moment. And understanding and noticing the sky above can help you to be more informed, engaged, and mindful during each day and night. These actions are particularly important in a world that is increasingly fast and loud, and in a society that tells us our value lies in what we produce and the status we can achieve. In their book, Mindfulness, Mark Williams and Danny Penman suggest that instead of eliminating pleasurable activities to make more time for productivity and work, we should intentionally find ways to make our daily lives more enjoyable. They propose 3 such ways. 1. Do something pleasurable. 2. Do something that will give you a sense of satisfaction or mastery over your life. And 3. Act mindfully. Astronomical observations can accomplish all of the above. Simply gazing at the clear night sky will provide a sense of pleasure. Following through on any exercise in this book will provide a sense of mastery and achievement. And careful observation of your present place in this moment is one way to act mindfully and be a more aware citizen of the universe. The takeaways in this book are profound and yet primitive, just like mindfulness itself. In some ways, mindfulness is just a fancy term for paying attention. At its core, it is both simple and significant. Mindfulness is synonymous with awareness, writes expert John Kabat-Zinn. We are colossally out of shape when it comes to perception and awareness, whether oriented outwardly or inwardly, or both. We get back in shape by exercising our faculties for paying attention over and over again, just like a muscle. This book can help you to be aware of your interaction with the universe through observation, to exercise those muscles day and night, and to feel more alive, not just as a person on Earth, but as a human in the universe. Astronomical mindfulness is simply practicing mindfulness when you observe the universe, in the same way that you might mindfully make tea or wash the dishes. When you're observing the universe, that should be what you're doing. When you're looking at the moon, say to yourself, I am looking at the moon, even though it seems obvious. Be present in that magnificent moment. How to use this book. We don't really have to notice anything about the sky to lead a successful modern life, other than perhaps menacing clouds or impending darkness. And because we don't have to, and we're busy, we usually don't. But the practices in this book will provide a reason to pay attention anyway, and to let your thoughts flow through, accepting them, as you might in traditional meditation. The book is organized into 5 parts. 1 that introduces you to your surroundings, getting oriented, and then 4 more that focus on observations related to the sun, moon, stars, and planets. You don't need to work through each part in order, but it's probably a good idea to start with the Getting Oriented chapters. Each activity also has a mindfulness exercise, with 1 or 2 of the following labels to signify its focus.